We are recording. Guys, we are back. It is chapter 4 of the Page Turners podcast. Like, it's crazy to think there's like over 4 hours gonna be out here of us. I think there's already over 4 hours because I want to say we did like an hour and a half on the first one
episode,
and then we did like almost an hour for each one. Like we already, you know, those numbers are already cranked out, but it is so crazy that we're here. You know, this is a podcast about what we're going to be discussing, what we're reading, and currently we're running through a couple of different mangas, and we're going to be discussing chapter 6 through, chapter. I instantly start thinking of books, but yeah, it's chapter 6 through 10 of Chainsaw Man. Now, warning before I do introductions, plenty of spoilers. We're gonna go through it.
Yes, sir.
But I'm Baron J67 of Level 1 Gaming, and we have
Walt Lando from Level 1 Gaming. What? Wilson. I cannot do I'll try, but I'll fall apart.
Bro, that movie. We're not here to talk about
this manga's already pretty dark already. That movie's already.
Yeah, that's a whole. Could you imagine if they did an animated version, like a anime version of Castaway? I know they did Count of Monte Cristo. They did. Yeah. I think they did a Romeo and Juliet too, or no?
There has to be a Romeo and
There
Juliet.
has to be. I would watch it. I'd watch it.
100%.
Yeah,
it'd be. I love any. It's like the DiCaprio movie that they did the modern. Like
I love that movie. I just watched it a couple days ago. But we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about Chainsaw Man. Dude, that's got to be the easiest cosplay. I mean, if you're comfortable with your body, you know, just walk around without a shirt on and you just have a string.
It is insane. When I went to Anime Expo,
you saw people with the full.
Saw them insane, and I think Jessica Nigri did a cosplay for Chainsaw Man as well. That thing is elaborate. Like the teeth, the blood splattered. I just think that the making the chainsaw look like a rusted or like a bloody chainsaw. That's the hard part. I don't cosplay, so I don't.
Yeah, me neither. I just
respect anyone that does.
Much love to you.
Holy hell, spending that much time at a sweaty convention already, it's insane.
Avoiding breaking it, but yeah, Chainsaw Man. So
he's breaking a lot of stuff.
The story continues where we last left off. Denji. Oh no, I'm not working out. Watch. Denji had just agreed to help out Power. To help her find her, or help her save her lost cat, Meowie. Not lost cat, her kidnapped cat, Meowie. Now, these next 5 chapters we're discussing are centered around like maybe an hour, maybe 2 hours, like if that. It seriously is a very short time frame. But they really expand it out, and we learn a lot, not only about the world, but we learn about more. You know, I'm jumping ahead. We learn about how Chainsaw Man's powers work. We learn a lot. A lot of things get confirmed.
Yep.
Now, with chapter 6, we learn that Power has to be signed out. She has to be checked out like a library book. And it was actually pretty interesting. Like, it was just a real, like, and I say like a library book because when you read it, it legit looks like you walk up, there's a dude behind a desk, and he's like, okay, sign here. All right, Power is now in your responsibility, and she has to be back by 5 p.m.
Like, property, basically.
Yeah, she's property.
They're pets, so
yes.
And they established that, and we'll go back and forth between everything. We're talking about these 5 specifically. The council or whatever, the board of directors is like, what are you doing with that little puppy you just found? And she's like, oh no, he seems promising, and everything's they're talked about like objects.
Yeah.
So
they are not seen as people at all.
No, and I mean they don't act like it sometimes.
Yeah.
They act more like demons sometimes than they do people. Especially Power. Power is very weird. Like she's very unpredictable. She's the definition of don't let them know what your next move is. Like she's always
Yeah.
just doing some random stuff.
And she plays the long con. Like everything, it's pretty trippy how this whole scenario plays out. But and that's crazy because with the council, so the council is sitting there talking to Makima about the team, and I forgot the name of the team. Forgive me. But the special unit, and it's just the part that tripped me out was Makima talking to Aki. Because once again, we're going to be jumping through these chapters because seriously, it really, once again, it happens over the case of like, over the course of maybe an hour or two. Like, it's not even a day. It doesn't even get night within these 5 chapters from the morning when he's checking out Power and Denji. But Aki and Makima are talking, and she gives a clear breakdown of how devils are classified and what makes devils more dangerous than others. And it was a very intense moment, and I love the way it was drawn. Oh, that was something I wanted to bring up. Maybe I just wasn't paying attention in the first 5 chapters, but do these seem more sketched than drawn? Like, and it's not a bad thing, right? Like, I'm not, like, folks, for those who haven't read it or are not planning on seeing it, don't get it misconstrued. Like, I'm not saying that it looks bad. It just looks like the style they're going for is more of a rough drawing in these chapters. For certain moments, especially this moment between Aki and Makima. Or Makima. Or, it's Makima, right? I'm saying
it's a Makima, yeah.
Yeah, Makima. Yeah. And just that explanation of what makes the not classification of devils, because it's not like, oh, this is a tier 7 devil. It's nothing like that. She explains it as how dangerous the name of the devil is perceived, what the devil is mimicking or what it's based off of. And she uses the example of coffee. She was like, a coffee devil is not going to be very dangerous nor very scary because it's not a feared thing. But she was like, now a car devil would be a problem because there's been a lot of damage around cars, people getting hit by cars, people like, she kind of goes into a little explanation of that. But the part that really threw me is how it broke it up in some dope small panels, was her telling, after saying all that, looking away and then telling Aki, oh, he can transform into a chainsaw devil. You don't think nothing weak or soft or about a chainsaw.
Chainsaws the chainsaw is so respected. It's like a saw. It's like it's the type of thing that you don't even touch even if it's turned off. Like,
yes.
It's the type of thing that even to this day I look at a patio or something, whatever, and I'm like, oh,
like, how did you just leave your chainsaw out?
Yeah.
Like, why isn't it put away? Like, it's you think danger and destruction. You don't think peace.
You think death.
Yeah.
Like, imagine. Let's come up with a devil. What's a really horrible devil? Like, what would be a horrible devil? A Twitter devil.
Ooh.
Oh god.
Ooh, an algorithm devil. Like, it's just like a Batman villain.
It's just a digital devil that it's like Ben 10, like that one digital alien that can like possess things.
Or like a plane devil. Like, just
AI devil, like a robot devil.
Oh my god. It just,
it goes on and on.
Bro, like, I think of stupid stuff like a garbage truck devil, or
it stink.
Yeah, or even something like creepy like a hypodermic needle devil. Like, all I can think of is like Silent Hill.
A needle devil, just a
needle devil. Like, just something just so mundane, but can do a lot of damage.
A hentai devil.
Oh, that's just a succubus. No,
That's
but
just so cute.
death by snoo snoo.
Oh.
Not a bad way to go. But no, but hey, so, but knowing that that's how, especially seeing that Makima goes directly in front of the board of the public, what do they call it? The public safety
Mission or something.
Yeah. The fact that she goes directly in front of them to present, and then this is her explaining devils, we can take this as fact. We can take this as this isn't just her perception of it. This is just how the classification of these things are.
Until new information arises. Because it's like, in a story, it's like when you have that anime moment where, you know, Goku goes, oh my god, he's faster than Vegeta. And it's like, you take for a fact, he's in trouble.
Yeah.
Because that guy is faster than Vegeta.
Yes.
That's the way that you know, like, power scaling and, like, or things like...
When Trunks first got introduced, Future Trunks, and he came in and killed Frieza, who, like, took over the last 50 episodes.
And then now you see Black Frieza, and now it's like a whole new level of what's next, and now you just know what. And with Chainsaw Man, it's so simple, but it's so effective. I think, like Jujutsu is negative energy manifests itself into a curse.
Mm-hmm.
So if there's a funeral, there's gonna be a curse because of all the sadness. In the Chainsaw Man world, there's probably a corpse devil, a zombie devil.
Yeah, we already had a zombie devil, so that means the fact that we've had. I'm sorry to keep cutting you off.
No. We going. Oh,
a zombie devil, a chainsaw devil, the idea of a coffee devil, a blood devil. Blood devil.
This cucumber devil.
So that means anything can be a devil. That means
and there's a bat.
Yes.
Which just on the bat itself are there like just animal devils? Just like, is there a lion devil, like a big ass lion? Is there like a dog, or is this bat just a bat?
And did you catch that? Okay, so just to get folks caught up. So Power and Denji, the reason Power or Denji is checking out Power is so that once again they can go and save her cat Meowie. It's the whole point of this. They're out and they make it to this house, and Power is like, hey, that's the house where Meowie's being kept hostage. And she made up a story about how we need to get there in order, I'll hide back and you need to go in, because if I get too close they'll know I'm here, so you can kill the devil and get Meowie back. What else happens, Walt?
My boy Denji ain't so dumb, so he has street smarts. He's been down bad, so he knows how to work the streets. So my man goes, you said this was a hostage situation, why are we so close? She's like, oh, that was my story. She pulls up a damn hammer. She just goes to swing. He's like, story? And bro, this is when here's the thing. This is not like a power struggle. He takes it. I feel like Denji he held back. He wants to touch the boobs.
Yep.
He doesn't want to damage Power and get her mad or whatever. Have in mind, folks, throughout these 5 chapters, there will always be that one little frame of Denji going, soon I will touch the boobs.
Yep.
And that keeps him going. That's his motivation. That's his gasoline.
Touching boobs. That's how this whole little not side quest, but that's how this whole quest even started, was the whole purpose of touching boobs.
He got mad. He's like, no, he's a bad devil. And we get to meet the devil, which is a massive bat.
Massive.
Like a 2-story big.
Yeah, it's taking up a big corner of the house. And it's like
he's in there cramped.
I love the way they drew it. These 5 chapters, there was actually a couple of panels where I was really like, damn, this is some really good stuff. And the one where you first see the full, like, the shadow body of the bat. You could clearly tell how big he is, but the way they shaded
Perspective
it
is amazing.
Yeah, bro. Like it. I wonder how they're gonna animate it, but it looks right. It looks so good, like the way they did it.
It's so good.
And we actually learned something else. And I don't know if it's just due to the type of like the idea of bats and sucking blood, but this bat was injured by a human. And the only way, and he said the only way he can heal his injury is to drink the blood of a human. Now, I don't know, once I could be looking too far into this, but this being only 10 chapters in, I'm taking all this type of information as in the way the world works. Which is, in my opinion, that's fair. It'd be different if we was like 50 chapters in and this randomly popped up. Then I would assume that it was just for that creature.
Well, remember, Pochita got healed by the
blood. You're right. He did need to suck the blood.
So I think devils just they
need blood to heal.
Is nutritious for them.
But he specifically said, I was injured by a human and I need human blood to heal.
Right. I mean, here's the thing with this thing. he has like a catalog. He's like, oh, I'm gonna have a pregnant woman for dessert. Oh, I'm gonna have some kids for appetizer.
Very smart.
I feel like, I don't know bats. I don't know if there's more to it. If a bat is like very particular with their food, but I just know that Pochita just needed blood to get nurtured, and maybe this bat is just like, I know what I like, because I feel like in this made-up world, different people would have different tastes, just like food would. If you kill a deer when he's in stress, the
meat tastes, it's almost spoiled.
Meat tastes bad. Yeah. That's why like Wagyu A5 prime cut beef is cows that are like in air conditioners and treat it like kings and queens. So I feel like in this case he's like, no. Pregnant women, the best.
Yeah.
They have, and I feel like it'll get disturbing. I feel like that's because she's pregnant. So it's like 2 for 1.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
It could be something special to it. And he does go on, like Walt was just saying, complete depth on all of this, like on his blood choices. So much so that we also find out that even though Power lied to Denji, she didn't lie about the entire situation. So we learn a lot about Power. And we get, it goes full on Naruto flute. Yeah, it goes all the way back to that. Where when they show her in the past, when she first meets Meowie, and she's just butt naked, frazzled. Because she's a fiend.
She looks feral.
Yeah, she's very feral. And she's a fiend, which we learned in the past that fiends are possessed humans they take on the devil's qualities. Whatever devil took them over. So she's feral, hair's all over the place, covered in blood. She's sitting on top of a bear split in half that she has eaten. And
she's strong.
She's strong as hell. Her name is Power. And she comes across this cat, Meowie. And it was really cool because her first intentions for Meowie was, I'm already full. You look like you're going to taste great, but you're too small. You don't have enough meat on you. And then she starts feeding Meowie. Like, you see her... Plump. Yeah, making him plump. But throughout the time of feeding Meowie, she starts realizing, I can enjoy Meowie. Like, I like Meowie. Meowie's kind of cool. Attachment. Yeah, like, didn't she make a reference? What did she say? Like, blood can be more than just fuel or something like that. Like
she does explain, just she explains it in a very like animal ways. Like, she doesn't know, but she feels things.
Yeah,
she feels like she compares it to, like, she brings up to Denji the Pochita thing. It's like, oh, is this how you felt? Did you feel this?
Oh, bro,
it's intense. Dude, it's so sad. Everything is so sad.
I
This
hope they
manga's
don't.
sad.
I hope they don't rush that moment in the anime.
Oh,
Like
bro,
I hope
this
they
is
really.
a whole episode. Just I feel like her. So here's the thing with backstory. I feel like they'll either take their time in this chronological order, or they'll put the flashback uh, earlier or later. But they're gonna give us some. You're gonna see it. It'll pan out. You'll hear the cicada and then it'll go down, and she's like on the bear. She's like, "Oh, I'm hungry," and then the cat shows up, and then the little montage, and then as soon as she's explaining this to the Denji, Bad is like, oh, because he does eat power.
Yeah. So the bat eats Meowie. So even though first, so even though Power did what he said, and that was the lie part.
Mm-hmm.
So it not the truth was Meowie was taken hostage. Power's cat really was taken hostage by a demon, but Power was bringing a human, and any human, to be sacrificed to the bat, so the bat could heal, and she would get her cat
He
back.
was fresh.
Yeah,
He was freshly cut.
yeah,
So I don't know what did that to them.
yeah. That right. We don't know.
We don't know.
But what's so trippy is Power was so broken by watching her cat get eaten whole by the bat that you just see her. She doesn't go limp, but she like just stands there and does nothing. Like you could see it. This here it is, because up to this point she's been power hungry. Not trying to make a pun, but she's been completely power hungry and been over the top. Real wired and troublemaking, and but to see her almost look human. You really see the human side of her with this moment, and then right as you start to enjoy this moment, within the same page, the panel splits, and you see her get wrapped up in the bat's tongue, and just eaten whole.
The whole thing. He doesn't chew.
Yeah, he doesn't chew. He just, thank God, right? That would have been awkward. And then you even just see remember the gulp, of the cat? Yeah. It was just so, and then, oh, bro.
Everyone's so expressive. I love how, to your point earlier about perspective, I love how Fujimoto he knows how to place everyone in the scene. Like, he will make you feel what these characters are, how they're feeling, and then how imposing these things are. Like, I don't know, the way that, and the whole rough sketching type deal in Fire Punch, it was the same.
Oh, okay.
Where it just feels rugged, it feels gritty, it feels difficult. It feels like it's a world that's always on edge. Like it gives you that feeling of, oh my God, what's gonna happen? Like it's I don't know. It's so so anxious. It's so much anxiety.
Yeah, 100%.
So much.
And so Power's eaten, Meowie's eaten. Denji, we forgot to explain that Denji was just squeezed out like a Capri Sun.
Bro, listen. There's things in anime and manga that you as a human means death.
Yeah.
Such as getting punched in the gut and spewing blood.
Yeah.
That's
your organs are crushed. Dead. Yeah.
When a character gets hit so hard, they skip around the leg and go, things are heating up. You know? It's like, bro, no. Like, this man gets squeezed like a damn orange, and blood comes out of his mouth.
Yeah.
That's not how a human works.
Yeah.
A human would die immediately. Maybe not immediately, but eventually from internal bleeding. But remember, this man is a
half devil.
Is a devil, half devil. He's a fiend almost. And although he gets squeezed and is down on the ground, and Bad Boy eats power, he says, you know what? I need to wash this flavor off my mouth. You know what I need? Children.
Yep.
I need that Listerine children flavor, you know?
The bat was just ready to get more food, and this is when he starts going into detail about what he wants to eat, who he's going to eat next.
His whole... It's... I had to, like... I have that thing. After I've gargled all, I'll have a virgin as an appetizer. For the soup, a healthy woman of ripe age. The main course will be a good, plump man. And for dessert, I desire a pregnant woman.
That's verbatim. Yeah.
Listen, if I was a demon, I would trust this guy with his recommendations. If I'm like in town and I'm a
He's writes Yelp reviews. Demon, there's all Yelp for devils.
I'm like, who knows? Oh, let me call a bat. Hey, what should we eat? He's like, oh, I know this cheesesteak place. They make the best damn Puerto Ricans. And I'm like, word, I'm Puerto Rican. I bet I taste great. You go, you know, he seems like a ironically, Baron, like legit, as horrible as this bat is, he's highly intelligent. Like he shows a lot of intelligence.
100%.
Like he seems like a cool guy to talk to if he wasn't so bloodthirsty.
Yes. Which further adds to that whole thing, right, of a point that keeps getting brought up, because it even got brought up again, like, can devils be friends? Like, can you be friends with devils? Is it just a blanket kill all devils type thing? Like, what? And it even gets taken a step further later on, but so through all of this, the bat takes off. It's getting ready to go on its full course meal that it was just discussing. And lo and behold, Denji, in the name of boobs,
give me back my boobs.
Give me back my boobs. I want to say, does he say that?
He says, give me back my boobs.
Give me back my boobs. Because he did it. Technically, he did his job at this point.
He's owed a touch.
He's going to get a touch of those boobs. And from this point forward, even though it was always this, but he's verbally and it's outwardly clear that all it is to touch boobs. From this point, like, it was always this, but he's really doubled down.
Right.
Like,
he got specific.
Yeah.
It was a touch of a woman, a hug. He got that. Now he needs to touch the boob.
Now he needs to touch the boob.
And he's like a regular. He feels like a regular like street thug. It makes sense. You know, the Yakuza kind of raced him in a way. You know, he feels like a delinquent. Like he has that Yakuza feel to him. So the way he expresses himself is very vulgar. He's always very vulgar. He's a mess.
Never standing straight. He's always
he's always like
yeah.
Like the pockets, you know, hands in pockets.
Yep.
Classic in any anime.
Full old Kunio. Like he just like he's just troublemaker.
And once he gets on the bat's leg, whatever, or claw or whatever, feet, and he starts drinking his blood. Denji starts drinking the bat's blood, which then that means that Denji does get power as a half devil from blood. He doesn't, which makes sense, you know. We look at Kaneki and Tokyo Ghoul. He got half ghoul. He can't eat food anymore because it tastes horrible. I don't know if Denji is the same way. I don't think so. He can still eat great. He eats jam and toast and whatever.
Yeah.
But he gets nutrients from the blood, and as he drinks the blood, he's about to get slashed, and he just pulls on it. He pulls on it. Oh, it's such a cool transformation thing. Just
is this the first time they show like a slow transformation of him becoming Chainsaw Man? Because normally he's covered, or he's like, you don't see him, and then he transforms, then he just bursts out, and he's Chainsaw Man. But this time you see, like, they show the chainsaw ripping through his head, and it looks painful. Like, it doesn't look like it's just a part of him. It really looks like
he said, I might be Mandela affecting this, but I think he might have said at some point that whenever he does transform, it's not a good experience.
And then he said he does get tired. Like
He gets really tired. He loses a lot of blood. I mean,
yeah.
So it's not like the chainsaws are like literally just a part of its body and he transforms like normal. No, it literally is Pochita is inside of him, and it's like a body horror type deal when
Yeah.
werewolf tears his body apart
That's
and then he comes out.
exactly what it reminded me of. Like I
So
always jump back to Junji Ito. Like it just it was very much like you see his eyes kind of spread wide and his head crack open. Like they go full on. Like you see it. And
so good.
And he starts beating the dog crap out of the bat. I mean,
they don't hold back
at all.
If Denji transforms, it's about to get bloody.
Yeah, period.
I mean, guys, it's a chainsaw. Yeah. What does a chainsaw do? Whenever you're in a video game, what do you do with the chainsaw? It's rip and tear.
In half.
Doom, Resident Evil, Gears of War, damn, everywhere. Left 4 Dead, Dead Island, Dying Light, like everything that has a saw and it rotates, it's about to get bloody. And
every time. And
Fujimoto's like, you know what? Then I'm gonna make every single fight bloody. Everything. Because even when he got hit in the head with the mallet,
bloody.
It was blood. Like this man got concussion.
Yep. He got concussion. And then he was getting drugged. Like that was
bro.
Hey, that was out of all of this. So my top 2 panels are when the bat attacks and when they kind of showed Power recognizing that Denji caught on and Denji looking forward. Like there was a small panel, you just see their eyes. And I was like, oh, this is it. That's dope. That is so dope. Honestly, that whole page, but that moment when they both caught on to what's going, like she realized he's figured me out, and he's like, oh, he gets his axe. So that's his like weapon of choice. Now that I think about it, outside
he
of being,
always has an axe on.
Yeah, he always has an axe on him. But
which I think it's from way back when he used to live in the sticks. But as he transforms, slash goes one wing, out. And I love that they established my man's heavy, my man's powerhouse. So he falls like a meteor onto the top of a building and it breaks through one roof. And he doesn't just go, you know, and now he's on the ground. Nah, this man just crashes through a whole floor. And I like that they make the world feel like it's feeling their fight. As soon as he falls, there's a girl trembling in the corner. Oh my god. And he's like, you're gonna get eaten, idiot. Get out of here. And she's like, oh, okay. She just ran. And the bat gets angry. Like, I like it when, because usually in anime, because I'm so just fatigued from anime and manga doing this, where stuff will happen and no one will acknowledge it.
Yes.
No one will acknowledge.
Yes.
Like in shonen specifically, you'll have this big battle and something like a mountain gets blown up.
Yeah, a whole town gets destroyed.
And then it's like, oh yeah, and the heroes just keep going.
Full on Trigun.
Yeah, like full on Gurren Lagann. Even though that's not Shonen Jump, it's just destruction. And I think one of my favorite things, and not to change that, but because I love it so much, it's Hunter. Have you seen Hunter x Hunter?
Yes.
I love it that when Kurapika is like, I'm gonna beat this man up, I'm gonna take a shovel because I am gonna kill him. He takes a shovel and he's like, I knew I was gonna kill him. I have a shovel. I'm gonna bury him. Yeah, bury the lead. Like that's there's some intellect in that manga. Anyways, the damn bat falls. Of course, he can't fly. He falls next to Mr. Denji in chainsaw form. He's mad. He's like, hey, you scared my food away. That's a no-no. Denji's like, psych! Just pummels this man in the cheek with a chainsaw. So if you're gonna catch these hands, it's gonna be triple hurt. It's horrible. And it's so visceral. It's like he stamped it. He just like this, and then you see this just.
It just goes all the way through. And what was also a dope moment is learning, because as the fight continues, they make their way out into the street. Because of course the bat can't fly, lost his wing, and he took his arm again. He took the arm that he healed. We learned that Denji is not a hero. He is, at least up to this point, he is not in any way, shape, or form a hero. He is out to get what he wants. And
he's selfish as hell.
Yes, it is. It is at this moment, which I thought this is when the tone of the story was going to change. So the bat picks, because the bat's like, dude, I'm fighting a devil. Why is the devil fighting me right now? Like, why aren't we just teaming up and eating all these humans? Like, what are you doing? Yeah. He's confused. The bat is truly confused. Yeah. And so he, to kind of test his theory, he was like, well, since you love saving humans so much, he picks up a car with a human in it and he chucks it at Denji. And then we also learn a lot more about Denji outside of him not being a hero. We learn he can retract his chainsaws without fully turning back into a human.
Which he does on instinct.
Yeah.
Even he's like, wait, I can do that?
Yeah. You know? And it was a whole moment. Like, like, and you see the chainsaws go back into his body. Still him bloodied. I like that it doesn't leave scars, too. I think that's pretty cool. Like, you would think it would constantly leave scars, but there's no scars.
Yeah.
The only way you know something's up is he has the drawstring in his chest.
It's just messed up.
Yeah, it's super weird. But Denji just outright says, I don't care about this dude. And throws the damn car back. With the guy in it.
It's a funny scene because I can imagine in the anime it's gonna take one or two ways. I don't know, because this scene can be taken as as a comedic moment or as like this is bad. I wonder how the anime is going to do it. I think Fujimoto's behind like the creation of the anime, so maybe we'll get like the actual vibe that's supposed to be. But like Denji, I like it because I don't want every shonen protagonist to be a Deku. I don't want everyone to be a damn Naruto, talk no jutsu type deal. Believe it. Even here's the thing. Luffy is like this.
Yes.
Luffy is the type of guy that he's like, we're pirates. Of course I'm going to take your money.
Yeah, duh.
He's like, I can't change how you look at me because at the end of the day, I'm a pirate. I'm going to do whatever the hell I want. And I like it that he's not the goody two-shoes that, although, again, different situations. Because with Naruto, you have the 9 tails, and then you have that whole thing of hurting your friends or whatever. But I like that Denji is like outright, dude, that ain't me. I'm good. You can take this car back.
And he
full send.
Full on chucks the damn car back at the bat.
The guy dives away. He does.
Yeah, he makes survive. But not due to Denji's help in any way, shape, or form. But this is one of the second coolest scene in these 5 chapters for me happened when the bat attacks Denji. It does a full on like sonic, its snout extends out and it does like a sonic boom type thing, because sonar, the sonar with bats and everything. It does a full on sonic wave attack and it blows a perfect giant circle through a whole city block and like right with Denji in the middle. Epic. It looks amazing.
Incredible.
It looked so badass. Like, it just, the little detail, and I'm like, ugh. And what makes it so cool is these are not run-of-the-mill chapters because we're still world building, but we're getting a lot here. Like, in what's going on. It's a lot of detail, a lot of moments where they could have easily went cheap and didn't. Like, they could have made the scraps bigger. They could have made the destruction bigger so you wouldn't have so much little detail. But no, they really went all out on a lot of
we're scaling.
Panels. Yeah.
They're making their way to the big bad, which whatever it is. Listen, he blew a whole building down, a bat.
Yeah.
What does a bigger devil do?
Yep.
Like what is, because Denji, although he's a chainsaw is very feared. It's not at least at this capacity, I don't know if he evolves or whatever, but at this capacity, it doesn't feel like he can do something that can like blow up a city or whatever.
Yeah, like it's more or less whatever's in front of him, he can take out. But can he like cut through metal? Can he, you know what I mean? So like what
or transform?
Yeah,
and have more chainsaws.
Yeah, like it. What's the limitations? But like you just said with the scaling, to see this bat just obliterate, and it's not like he shot a key blast through a wall and it made a cool. No, like disintegration, like just obliteration. Just,
like Bakugo. Bakugo literally only has explosive sweat, and my man is making nukes, is making projectiles. Like, you can get creative with this stuff. I'm just not the writer, so that's why I'm not the writer. That's why Fujimoto is the, I'm not a manga author. Here's the thing. Chainsaw Man already is so run of the mill. It's not your run of the mill just manga. It's so unique.
Yep.
And it feels like it's. I don't know what's coming next. Yes. I don't know how he's gonna set up the world, and it feels like this is one of those authors that it's like Oda. Like you have to be him.
You just go for the ride.
Yeah.
You just go for the ride. You gotta just enjoy it. What
after he gets blasted, or as to Baron's verb, blown. After he gets
blown
by the bat, my man takes a big hit. But he says, "You know what? I'm gonna go at it again," and he starts fighting the bat, like more hands on. He starts throwing some hands. And does he immediately do like a full kill, or does he take his time? Like what is that?
If I'm not mistaken, he takes his time, and then chapter 8 ends with him murdering. Like the last panel you see is him doing like a crazy killer cut, and it looks like the background is shadowed out, but it's really just all the guts of the bat. And only thing you can clearly tell, only reason you know it's the bat, because his face is for the most part still intact. Like it's full on. Oh yeah, it's gory as hell.
To your point of rough sketches and all that, he made it work, like, because he's not making. When we say, like it looks like a sketch, it doesn't look unfinished.
Yeah.
It just looks like they're using he's playing a lot with shadows.
Yes.
It's a manga that has shades. It's not a manga that's just generic isekai.
Doesn't have hard lines. Like
there
are moments with that. Yeah. But it stood out a lot more to me that they're not as prevalent here.
And the characters are not cookie cutters.
No.
None of them have. The only one that I can say is like there's some cookie cutter-ness to it. It's like Makima with her elusiveness, and like we don't really. She's like the mysterious one, but even then, she's like her emotions do not match her words.
No, and it's weird. And then
it's unsettling.
Yeah, because even Denji, that once again bringing that point up, because that was a very huge thing to me, was Denji asking Aki, like, is she a good person? Like because not only us as readers don't know, but clearly Denji doesn't know how to feel about her. Like
an animal, like you sense something that's not right.
Like,
you kind of sus.
Like my dog doesn't like you. Like, but you seem so sweet, but none of the pets like you. Like it's.
I like you, but they don't. So
yeah,
something's
off.
Well, and this is chapter 8, right? We're in chapter 8.
So that's how chapter 8 ends, from what I remember. Him chopping up the bat. Then we jump back into another flashback.
Some cheeks.
Yeah,
we see cheeks.
We see cheeks.
First page.
I literally wrote that too. I was like, starts off with an image of Power and Meowie and Power's ass cheeks. Like that's the very first thing you see if you open up this chapter, or when you open up this chapter. she really, so it goes back and it does the whole, you know, doo-doo-doo, and it shows more flashbacks, and it shows her that, oh, that's what she said. I wrote a note. Power acknowledging that something mattered more, blood can matter more to her than just drinking it and using it as a weapon. Like, because that's how she referred to Maui as blood. Because once again, she's a blood devil and our blood devil fiend, our blood fiend. So for her, blood is just a resource, and it's her point of living, and she's always seeking it. She can smell it. You know what I mean? So to see that blood has more meaning than just to drink it.
Yeah, she's starting to sound like a vegan.
Yeah, right. Like, I love this blood. We can't.
I love this meat, but they're animals, you know, like type deal. Which I respect the animals, but hey, I
like to eat meat.
If it's already in there,
cook it,
man. It's already there.
Cook it. But no, but we
nice lengthy flashback.
Yeah, it gives a lot more depth into her, and then it shows that she basically got captured on purpose so that she could find someone to sacrifice to the bad guy. Like, that was kind of the whole point of all of this. And that's why I mentioned earlier that she plays the long con. Like, she literally went to work and was waiting for this perfect moment. That was kind of the whole point. But what we do see is her feeling all emotional inside the stomach of the bat, and she's all cradling the cage that her Maui is in, and they're all having this moment, and then it does a hard transition, and I guess this is when everything kind of catches up with itself, and now timelines are exactly the same, and Denji is in human form holding power and Maui.
And there's guts everywhere.
Yeah, it looks like it's very macabre, but it's super emotional. Like, it's super, super, super emotional.
Pretty endearing. The for that split moment, you know, things are about to get weird again. They cut from her cradling Maui in the flashback on a roof, naked somewhere, to her in the guts, to her in Denji's hands, which is that nice, you know, little timeline. And I like that with Power. With her, I feel like this will be the event that will make her see Denji in a different light. You know, similar to how for me, I like it. This is similar to. I'm gonna bring this anime back a lot because I like to reference it. But One Piece, how every Straw Hat joins the crew is through trauma. And Luffy, he will help the person, even if he's tricked, he still ends up saving and helping the person, and the person's like, hey, you know what, I'm gonna be more loyal to you because you kind of came through. And that's the night, you know, I don't like it when it's just we're here by consequence, and we have demons to kill. No, it's like, you know, Power had her own little agenda of getting Denji to save Maui and get some boob touching and weirdness. And now she's in his hands, and the bat is mush, literally, mush. It's like he just, I don't know if it was Denji that just made him mush, or he became mush after his parts were severed. Denji, this is a silent panel.
Yes.
But Denji looks at Power. And he does this. He does like the squeaky, like this, and he looks at him like.
You did all of this.
For that? What a foolish reason.
Yeah. And then she gives in. She's like, you know what? You did what you said you were going to do. You can grab my chest. And this is when, just like Chainsaw Man, everything takes a wild turn. He does the 80s into the movie fist bump. Yeah.
Breakfast Club. And then all of a sudden, his arm gets blown off. Like, literally, this is literally how it happens. Big giant circle, key blast circle. I always make reference to that. Yeah. Boom, whole arm blown off, and then his arm is eaten by none other than who we find out has a name, Batty's
girlfriend, who's a leech monster and looks exactly how you, or leech devil, who looks exactly how you would imagine a leech devil would look. And it, instead of udders, it has little leeches coming out of its sixth chest. But we learn that devils have relationships, which we kind of already knew that because Pochita. We thought Pochita was a special situation, but clearly devils have their own agendas and lives and stuff they want to live. And this leech,
but between devils,
yeah, between devils. This devil was dating Batty, which is the Bat Devil, and his name is Batty.
Yeah, he's the baddie.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know what the hell she is.
Yeah, doesn't even have eyes. Like it's just teeth and a mouth and.
Why is it built like that?
Yeah, super disgusting. It's nightmare fuel all the way.
It's sagging everywhere.
Yeah, super nightmare fuel. But
it literally is just flesh with a wig.
Yeah, that's it. It definitely looks like something out of Silent Hill. And what's weird is it was ready to let it was ready to let Denji go because it thought Denji was handsome. Denji at this point lost an arm. His arm's still gone. He's low on blood because he just finished having a full on fight with Batty. Which, remember, the only reason he was able to transform and fight Batty is he was sucking Batty's blood before the fight started.
Oh.
The
blood.
The blood, right?
He was sucking that blood. You know?
Oh, Lord. And so now a big fight's about to happen. Denji can only partway transform into the chainsaw devil form. He starts to go full on chainsaw man, but only the part of the chainsaw comes out of his head. That's it. Everything else is just normal Denji. And he squares off with the leech devil.
And they had a dream.
Yes.
Their dream was to eat every human.
Yeah.
But this is what's fascinating. Even she said, although it looks unattainable, it's nice to think about it. Like, it's nice. This devil is enlightened.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, what took
fully
me 24
aware.
years to realize, this devil is like, yeah, no, like,
self-aware devil.
This devil is like, hey, we have a dream, but even though maybe it doesn't happen, and that's fine with me. What? This is a hippie devil? What is this? This is amazing. And it's like, I bet we're gonna meet that one devil that's just gonna be the strategist. There's gonna be a devil that's gonna be impossible to kill because he's gonna be on top of every, and then Denji's gonna be like, I just need more power.
It's a chess devil.
Oh god.
Hey, clearly it's not impossible. Sport. Yeah, like I could see that going down. But no, you. So what this turns into, because then it gives us like a real moment of Denji hearing everybody's dreams again. You know, Aki wanting to get revenge. Aki making reference to the police doing it to protect their families. Mm-hmm. Thinking of power and saving Meowie. Thinking of the leech devil and how they want to eat everybody. And he's like, well, screw it then. Since everybody thinks their dreams is more important than mine, me wanting to touch a boob, how about we have a dream? What did he say? A dream battle?
Dream battle.
And if I win, your dream is pointless because mine's more important.
That's great. That's a crazy idea. Like, if you dive into that, it's like...
It was deep.
Like, in reality, if someone... Like, let's take, for instance, you know, there's an actor or a businessman that his dream is to, you know, have the best company in the world, and he exploits his employees like crazy. And then you have this other businessman, but his dream is to make the best company with a balance for work and life balance. And then the businessman that wanted to exploit beats this other man in financial wise and in just in good old capitalism, does that mean that that man's way is superior to this guy? You know, like this.
No, but this is the point that gets brought up, and it lays it down pretty bare. It's like if you die, your dream was pointless.
That's crazy. That's such a nihilistic way of seeing things.
Yeah.
Or like, because the dream, again, the dream is supposed to push you. Because sometimes most of the time, it's the journey. It's not the end goal.
It's not the end goal, yeah.
Yeah. So like, is it really pointless if you fought for your dream, or did you not fight hard enough?
That's what broke people, or rich people tell broke people. But let's get...
Hey man, listen. In your heart, you know you did good.
Yeah. Let me go count my money, loser. No, but keep going.
They have this whole chapter is just a fight between them.
Yeah.
It's a whole fight between them, and the battle. It feels like a final battle type deal where, he's beaten up, and she keeps, put him in the ground and keeps putting him in the ground. And then he determines, hey, I'm going to fight for my dream. And if my dream is better, like Baron said, if I beat you, my dream is better. And just as he's about to, I wrote it down, just as he's about to kill this thing.
Yeah.
Or not kill, pummel.
Yeah.
He gets stabbed by none other than the tongue.
Yeah, all of a sudden, the leech thing opens its mouth. Because it looks like he's about to win. Like, the way they draw it looks like he's about to make a killer. Because he still has the chainsaw thing out of his head, and he was using that along with punching the heck out of it with its his nub. And, like, he just
looks like a demon.
Yeah, and Powers says the word demon.
Like,
Powers looking at him and calls him a demon. Not a devil.
He, like, looks...
Yeah.
Like
he's gone, bro. Like, he's full on... I imagine... him yelling everything he says in this chapter, like full on top of the lungs, screaming, voice cracking, like I'm sick of this, because he really is sick of it. But what's funny is it's easy for us to look at his dreams as stupid because it's so normal. Like, what do you mean you want to hug a woman? What do you mean you want to? But he literally went from having no human contact, loving human contact, to overnight being able to hug a woman, being properly fed, and have somewhere nice to sleep. Of course, some form of sexual interaction with a woman would be his. And why is that dream so bad or so dumb in comparison to everybody? But this is his dream, and everybody else is fighting and killing and doing all this for theirs. So for him, he's like, why can't I? Like, what do you mean? And he's lost it. So much so that a literal blood fiend calls him a demon as he's, like, fighting. But, like you said, his stomach gets knocked out in atypical fashion. Manga fashion.
Good old page-turner action where, But I think this one's a spread one.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think this one. When you turn the page on this one, you see him about to beat her.
Yeah.
And then the next one, he goes, oh.
Yep, a full-on tongue through his stomach.
He gets tongue through stomach,
And he's about to get eaten. Snack time.
And he's such a gross monster.
Yeah.
But right as he's about to get eaten, because this thing it dislocates that jaw. Like, this thing just becomes a maw.
It's disgusting.
Gross. We see this.
Yeah.
You see that? And it's like, oh, what's that? There's a dog. There's a dog. You see that? And you see this? And you see Aki, which, again, he reminds me
Jujutsu Kaisen
of Fujiguro. What was his name?
Yeah.
The guy with the dogs.
Yeah.
Like,
he literally has a very similar power.
Yes, and vibe to
yeah.
him. Like, he's emo kind of, he's kind of like
standoffish.
Yeah. In the beginning, for now at least.
Yeah.
Just like Fushiguro was at the beginning, and he did that. It just A dog?
A demon dog with like Rinnegan eyes.
Looks sick.
It was a sick ass dog, and like you just see this giant head replace where his where Fujimoto's where his
Fujimoto's in the show,
right where his fingers were, and perfectly bites off the whole body of the devil. And so now, because Denji was about to die, Denji is saved. Power is saved. We learn we only hear one other name, and I forgot their name. I don't know if it was Hashirama or Hashirama.
Tobirama.
Right.
Sarutobi.
Right. But no, you literally only hear one more name, but we get introduced to the rest of the crew.
Did I write it down?
Of the special unit that's under Aki.
Himeno.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, Himeno. What did I write there? Himeno. Yeah, and I think that is one of the three.
I think it's the lady with the eye patch.
Yeah, patch. Okay.
That's what I think. Yeah. That's what I think it is. She's second in command or something like that.
She looks like she has authority.
Mm-hmm. And you get everybody's dressed up like Aki. They're all wearing suits. They look pretty young too.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't make this is the last moments, but it doesn't tell you don't get an introduction into everybody and what they can do, but it's safe to assume that they are the rest of the team. That's because up to this point you've only met Makima, Aki, Power, and Denji in terms of like people that are in this experimental squad.
Right. And I feel like it is a decent size. That's a good amount of characters for you to develop. I mean, we barely know Power or Denji even.
Yeah.
They're not giving you a whole, ensemble. They're giving you just a nice 5 to 6 characters to focus on. Which Makima, although part of the overseeing the situation, she's more in the background. She's more, giving commands and all that in the office. My boy Denji's on the floor, and he's mumbling. He's saying, "But my dream, the dream battle. What happened?" And he starts flailing, and he's very angry, and it feels like Denji's about to go through Maslow's hierarchy, pyramid of needs, where because he was so deprived from so much, he's gonna start from the basics,
physical
shelter.
touch. Yeah,
he's gonna go with physical touch. He's gonna go with love. With
I forgot the order, but yeah,
and that at the top is self-actualization. Eventually, I think Denji's gonna reach that point, maybe, because he's going from material, now he's thinking about dreams. Where is he gonna go next?
I didn't even realize that, but you're right. That's a main focus. He wasn't
now
even.
It's like it's not the touching boobs. It's
the dream of
what that means.
Yeah.
Deep. Is that even worth fighting for? Which it's baffling in this. Are the boobs worth it?
Are the boobs?
And listen, I don't know. Ask yourself that. In this manga so far, that's been the biggest question.
Yeah,
and it's is this all worth
literally
a boob touch?
Literally 6 or 7 chapters have been with the goal of touching boobs. Now it has a end of the movie type happy ending. Where Power, she's still immobilized and damaged and beat up, but her Meowie's gonna get taken care of by a vet. Denji is saved and alive, and they kind of all have like a happy moment, and then that's where it ends. So guys, that's it for now.
Yep.
Now, I want to keep going and I want to keep reading. But I'm just giving you guys a heads up. We're probably going to mix in another manga for next week. Do you got any final thoughts about what we experienced in these last on the adventures of touching a chest?
On the misadventures of Boobylicious breasts.
Yes.
I love the manga so far.
Oh yeah.
It's super different.
Yeah.
It's super unique. The storyline, the way that the story is being told, because you have you have your powers, you have your demons or devils, you have your characters, you have your tropes here and there, but you have your underdog in a way, uh, but everything just it feels different and
Yeah.
it feels refreshing. It feels nice, just like kaiju feels nice for
Yes.
its 33-year-old 32-year-old perspective and more mature approach to things, and with comedy and action. This feels like a nice change of pace. And I mean, I wonder what we're gonna bring in next week,
Mm-hmm.
because there's a
There's a lot there.
there's a lot of manga out
Yeah,
there.
there's a lot out there and I know there's a lot I haven't read because I usually
Yeah,
binge
me
read.
neither.
I'm gonna tell you, it's kind of hard. It's funny. I feel like this is a good space to talk about it for the last
Mm,
couple minutes, even though we're over
mm,
time. But I normally binge read, so for me to pace myself, because I know I would make the mistake of going too far ahead.
mm.
So I'm pacing myself. I'm not gonna read ahead. I'll look at something else, or maybe I'll finally start reading One Piece. Who knows? But there is a. This is so refreshing because one, we still don't even really know who the good guys and bad guys are. We only know devils to be bad because of how they play out in certain scenarios. Because the first introduction to bad people you really see is the Yakuza.
Mm.
like like it's humans. You don't even like, that's how the story starts off, with the Yakuza taking advantage of a boy who just lost his dad. Not some devil controlling the whole Yakuza, even though that does happen. But you so the idea of good and bad and who the big bad is, I like that too. There's no clear big bad. Like, I personally think Makima at some point is going to be the big bad. Like, it just,
It gives that vibe.
like, just that's what I'm saying. And there's just so much ambiguity while still giving you a solid story. It's dope. And it's
I
like
agree.
you said, it's refreshing. But next week we will be discussing chapters 1 through 5 of a new, not necessarily new manga, but new to
Yeah,
us.
not this year, but a
Yeah,
different one,
a
something
different one,
different.
something different. And we'll probably rotate the three that we're reading, whatever we come up with. Kaiju number 8 and Chainsaw Man. We'll rotate those for a bit, and then maybe we'll throw something else in the mix when we get a little further into those 3 stories, and maybe we'll stick to these 10 chapters. Just to give you guys a layout of what it's looking like. We're giving you a glimpse to the back office, but. I'm Baron J67. You can
And I'm
find
Walt
me
Lando.
everywhere at Baron J67. Anywhere I want you to find me.
Same here, everywhere. It's down in the description. Gotta make sure. I think some. I don't remember which.
I gotta fix that. Yes.
I'm gonna make sure that Shock and Sense is also down there. You'll every Saturday at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. This week we're gonna get together. Last week we didn't because Macho got married. Congrats to Macho. And we're gonna be talking this week about some buffoonery that happened
Yeah.
today.
Oh yeah.
And
Oh yeah.
we're gonna be. If you wanna stay tuned for that, we're gonna be 3 buddies talking about some wannabes and on, because listen, man, everyone's an analyst now.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
love it. I love just how
Yeah.
it's fake until you make it, baby.
Yeah.
We're gonna
Hey, what,
we're gonna
dude? We're working our way to CNN. We're gonna get there. You're gonna
Yes,
see a whole
sir.
segment on video game news.
Yeah.
But no. So where can they find you?
You can follow me at Walt Lando on Twitter, and you can follow me in the Dual Shock and Sense podcast on
Boom.
YouTube and Twitter.
We have plenty of content here at Level 1 Gaming. We have Wednesdays, we got Double XP podcast. Thursdays, we have Bonus Level and Take Two podcast. Sundays we have Starcross Gamers, and Mondays is a toss-up between 15 Minutes of Fame and whatever else ends up happening. But guys, thank you so much. Thank you. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you for checking us out. Make sure to share this out if you guys are in forums, if you guys are Reddit. Share this stuff out, and then also jump in the comments and talk to us about it. Let us know what you guys are reading. Let us know what you guys think of what we're currently reading. And yeah, like and subscribe, all that other stuff. Bye.